You know, when I was a kid, they never cared about damn lightning. You'd just keep racing. All right, I'm a professional racer. I have done the Rolex 24 15 or 20 times and 100 other 24-hour races. So I know the ground rules of endurance racing. And one of them is go to the bathroom before you get in the car. Another one is be hydrated, though. And those two you learn. You hydrate before, so it kind of settles in. You never swig a big water right before you get in the race car. We were racing Porsches at the Rolex 24. It's hard work. It's a closed car. It's hot and sweaty. It's usually not an issue. I learned early on, go to the bathroom before you get in the car. And I'm racing at the Rolex 24. We're doing well. We're in a top car. I won twice on some great teams and woulda, coulda, shoulda won, probably 5 more, but same with everybody else who has troubles. And it's raining. Out we go. The team pits under yellow in the middle of the night. I hop in. I've done all my deal. I had a nap. I drank before I had the nap, had something to eat. I am ready to go. Hop in the car. Off we go down wet pit lane. At Daytona, pit lanes, by the way, is the last thing that dries. And when you come out of Daytona, there's a really tight pit exit. If you're not careful, you're going to smack that wall because your tires are cold and wet from driving down that wet pit lane, even if the track is dry. But that's an aside. So I get out on track, I get in the line, and I'm ready. I'm waiting for it to go back green. And it's been raining hard. We're on rain tires. There's a lot of water in the chicane. That's the other thing that dries last. The chicane at Daytona is low. Water gathers there. It's deep. So it's a long yellow. And we're kind of waiting for the rain to let up and the puddles, well, the rain lets up and the puddles start to get pushed out by the cars and it's not that bad. And I'm patient and we've gone a good 20 minutes, half an hour, and they're not going green. And I'm calling the pits. I go, hey, how come we're not going green here? The track is fine. I'm kind of bitching. Track's fine. We can race in this. Come on, let's go. You know, I got people to pass. And hey, I don't know. He says, I don't know. We're still yellow. I'm going, that's they're just being too careful. These jerks. Let's race. I've been in worse stuff than this. You know. We ride around. 40 minutes. We ride around an hour. We ride around, and I'm getting really pissed. I'm like, what are we doing here? Then it starts raining again. I'm like, oh, great. Ride around. Meanwhile, cars are running out of gas or whatever. Cars are pitting ahead of me. Well, every time a car pits ahead of you, you pick up a spot. One of the fundamental rules of being a race car driver is you never pit unless you absolutely have to. For the right reason to win the race, never pit. That's how you win a race, especially an endurance race, is by staying out of the pits. You're out there running. Hour, we're running around. Hour 20. Hour 40. We're still rolling around there. We're going 45 miles an hour. I'm getting cold. I'm getting cold because coldest place on earth is a pit lane at Daytona during the Rolex 24. And realistically, it's probably in the 50s at night, raining. Perfectly miserable English weather. And we're riding around hour 40, 2 hours. We're riding around. And by this time, I'm just like, what is going on here? Still don't know, though. Don't know why. They're just not going green. I'm like, maybe there's lightning or something. I don't know. You know, when I was a kid, they never cared about damn lightning. You'd just keep racing. Now they stop the whole race and clear the stands, which is good. I'm sure it's good. We're just so safe now. But anyway, we're riding around. Well, every time somebody ahead of me pits, I'm moving up in line. I want to win this race. We're competitive. We're in it. It's competition, man, all the way. We're racing. 2 hours. 2 hours 20. And I'm like, we've been rolling around behind the pace car for over 2 hours. I'm cold. I'm not working. I'm not sweating. Guess what? I got to go to the bathroom. The call of nature is no longer knocking on the door. The call of nature is pounding on the door. And if you know race car drivers, there's a great underground theme of people that have had to relieve themselves in the car, in their suit, in the seat. And well, in my long career up to that day, I never had. There was one time at Road America where I know I hurt myself. Because, you know, when you have to go to the bathroom, go. Don't hold it. That's not healthy. You'll get what they call trucker's disease, which is a urinal infection. You don't want it. It's getting to be seriously a problem. And, you know, it's been 2 hours. Who would have thought? I mean, I only drive for 1 hour and 15 and the car's out of gas. And I'm not sweating. But I'm like, I don't know, I'm way up in line. Out of the 60 cars, I'm probably 10th or better. Because I've been out 2 hours and I never pitted, and I'm not gonna. I go to the end of that line. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that. But I gotta pee. And when you're on the banking at Daytona, you're like this. Of course, you're going 45 miles an hour. The car feels like it's gonna roll. And I start thinking, hey, wait a minute. We're only doing 40 miles an hour. What if I loosen up my belts and maybe I can get up and open the door and go out the door, right? My very first memory of my entire life was when I was riding my tricycle in Indianapolis and I had to go to the bathroom real bad and I was trying to get home in time and I didn't make it. I have not done it in my pants since. And I'm now racing at Daytona and I'm 42 years old and I am not going to do it now. So I tried this. We got up on the banking. I undid my belts. Shh, don't tell IMSA. I undid my belts, but the roll cage it's pretty high on the side of the seat. And, you know, I don't exactly have a fire hose to work with. And I'm up there and I'm trying to see if I can pee, you know, out. No, I don't even try. I'm like, this is not going to go well. There are electronics in this car. I don't want to ruin the race. Because the race is still the first priority. You must win. And I'm not going to pit. But I'm not going to pee in my pants either. And I'm sitting there, and you know how you go like this? Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm trying to come up with a creative solution. I'm in the race car. What do we do? What do we got to work with here? You know, is there a hole in the floor? I tried the door thing. I can't get out of the seat enough. I can't make that work. And I'm looking around. It's a rainy race. We don't have a good defroster in the car. We don't have a good wiper either, by the way, but we don't have a good defroster. And the number one factor of a rain race is vision. You've got to be able to see if you want to win. So we had an emergency. If you couldn't see, I couldn't reach the windshield belted. We had a spray bottle of soapy water because soap dissipates fog. And it ain't going to be beautiful, but you can see through the effect. There's a surfactant or some technical term for what it does, but soapy water will defrost your windshield. So we had this thing, spray bottle. So I went, aha, I got it. I got the spray bottle. I said, this is going to work. And I take the lid off. This is all rolling around behind the pace car at 45 miles an hour. And we get up on the banking, and we're at an angle like this. And so I open the door and I dump out the bottle. I'm thinking of the guy behind me. He sees his car, the door open, and you know, I pour the bottle out on the ground, right? I would love to have his in-car video. Close the door, and now I got my answer. I still wait till I'm up on the banking, but now I have a bottle for the urinary sample. And I unzip my suit and get everything ready, and I'm up. driving with my knee, and I'm relieving myself into this bottle. And you never felt such relief. Oh, what a relief it is, to use an old Alka-Seltzer commercial, I think it was. Oh, I felt so good. And it was a little messy, but it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, a little messy. And we get up on the banking again. I open the door, dump the bottle out again. And we ride around and we ride around. 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes. I have to pee-pee again. I mean, I was hydrated and I haven't sweated at all. I'm cold. So, okay, I know what to do this time, baby. Undo my belts, get all set, relieve myself into the bottle, open the door, pour it out on the track. Don't run low. Don't run low on the banking. I'm just warning you right now. It felt so good. Plus, guess what? I didn't have to pit. And I don't know. And I think back to that day, if I hadn't discovered my bottle answer, would I have pitted just because I had to go to the bathroom? Or would I have done it in my pants for the first time since that traumatic moment on my tricycle, my oldest memory? What would I have done? Interestingly, I found out quite a bit later, a few days or weeks later, why they had the long yellow. Guess what? They were out of rain tires. And so if they had kept running, they wouldn't have been able to supply race cars with tires. So they just did a really long yellow to save the wear on the the tire people didn't think it would rain that much, which it did all day and all night. Oh, shoot. And so I came out of it still a gentleman, still an adult, didn't have to go in my pants, didn't have to offend all the other drivers on the team.
This time of year, I know a lot of us are trying to clean out our garages and maybe get rid of some things that we probably don't need. So if there's an extra set of wheels and tires sitting over in the corner, or an exhaust that you forgot to install, or a part you bought 2 of and forgot about that too, the best place to sell them is on ModFind. And likewise, if you're trying to find a part, new, used, aftermarket OEM for your car, truck, project, whatever, the best place to shop for those is also on ModFind. ModFind is a free app that you can download in the Android or iOS store, and that will allow you to buy, sell, transact, whatever you want to do, a car, a part, a tool, anything related to the automotive hobby. It also allows you to create a listing and then add a kickback to incentivize your followers to share it with their followers. They make it very easy to share to all the major social platforms, and we'd like to thank them for their support of VinWiki this month. Please go download their app today, buy, sell your parts. A few of mine are already listed there, and it's a great platform, and I cannot wait to see where they go from here.